Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Can I make you groove now? Yes, I can. So you can get this groove in a bag of a can. I can make it round the world and it holds in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
You're now listening to the Brothers of the Five. At shooting guard, it's your boy, Killer Cam. At small forward, it's Reggie Love. At point guard, C Major. At power forward, Al B. And at center, Mr. Noise, Lloyd Spence. And now, the Brothers of the Five.
All right, we are cruising into our final show of the year and our annual The Five Awards. So we got some awards to give out tonight, but before we get to any of that, we must do our regular show because we still got to give the people what they want. Since Jalen ain't using it right now, I'll use it right now. So that is C Major right there. He's the producer and high on sports love, mostly Warrior stuff, but definitely high for sure. I don't mean it like that, but on sports love, not high like.
There you go.
Sports love. He's a sports fanatic. Right. Yeah. So, and then of course it's your man, Mr. Noise, chilling. Glad to be here with you all tonight. Really am. Looking forward to a spirited conversation tonight of all things sports. C Major, how you feeling, baby?
Feeling good, man.
I am too. I'm feeling great, man. I got no complaints. Life is good, treating me good, ready for the holiday season. Ready for our little vacay here. This is our last show of the year. So looking forward to all of that. You know what I'm saying? All of that. So that's going to be fun. So what's up with that?
I'm ready for New Year, man. New Year,
I am.
This New Year's been garbage. So
well, this year's been interesting. I ain't going to say garbage for me. It's been interesting. There were definitely some garbage moments for me as well as I know they were for you. So, but as a whole, it was okay. It was okay. So, but I have high expectations for the next year. So I'll say it that way.
Likewise.
So, right. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, let's just go and get this out the way. Happy birthday to Killer Cam.
Happy birthday, buddy.
That has passed. But happy birthday to C Major. That's on deck.
Yes. Tomorrow.
So we are literally in the in-between of their birthdays.
Sag brothers
To the core. So December, stand up. And then we won't be here, but happy birthday to Mama Noise. Her birthday's at the end of the month. I won't be here to tell her happy birthday. I got to do that now. So let me go and get that out the way right now. All right?
Right.
So now we got all the birthdays we need to go. And happy birthday, LeBron. You the same day as Mama Noise. That's the only reason I remember that. So there you go. I don't even know why I shouted you out, but whatever. Happy birthday. Okay.
Once he turns 40, it's going to be very hard to get out of bed, LeBron.
Well, I think it's already hard to for that brother to get out of bed. The brother took a whole week off in December. Lord have mercy. Okay. All right. Let's get into the show, man. We got so much to talk about on tonight's show. I don't know if this is breaking news. I mean, it's news. Uh, the Heisman went to the right guy, despite what Ashton Genty thinks. It went to the right guy. Let me say this. I ain't even mad at him for being shady. He said I should have took home the award. And listen, in a normal year, 2,400 yards of rushing and 30 touchdowns would take the thing home.
If Travis Hunter would have played one side of the field, you might have had a chance.
If Travis was a receiver or just a cornerback, you win in a landslide. It's not even close, Ashton. I admit that. The problem is that he did both of those at the same time.
Very well.
And he did them at a very, very high level. He is arguably one of the greatest football players we've ever seen in college. I don't know if you can. And listen, I'm gonna stall Ashton out because I know he was feeling some type of way. He's like, "What I got to do? Play middle linebacker, and you would have won. You would have won for sure if you'd have played middle linebacker. But you didn't, or defensive edge. You could have maybe won in, but you got to play both sides. That was. Listen, I'm not mad at the vote. I'm not even mad that the vote was close. If I'm being honest with you, Chad. I think it was a good thing that it was close because it showed that the voters respected what Ashton Genty did this season. And it was phenomenal what Ashton Genty did. It just wasn't playing both sides of the ball at a high level.
Thanks.
So, first team All-American, Travis Hunter. They didn't even know what to put him. They just put him all purpose on the AP today. They were like, he did a lot of things, and he did them very, very well. He is the best player, and he's the AP player of the year, if I'm not mistaken. You can't really argue with a dude that played up 1,400 snaps, which is almost 500 more than anybody else played all season long. So I'm sorry. With no disrespect again to Ashton. By the way, shout out to Travis's suit game. The suit was fire.
It was nice.
He looked your boy. They all look good.
Nice. Yeah, Genty was nice too. Yeah.
They all look good. But I had never seen Travis's suit with the little cross thing. That was kind of like, oh, Trav, okay. That he just kicked in.
Preview for draft day.
If he did that for the Heisman, draft day is going to be incredible. And by the way, let me just say this for free. Internet, y'all need to stop being weird. For real, man. Y'all need to stop being weird. Y'all don't know nothing about that man's girlfriend. You don't know how she feel. You don't know how she think. You don't know what they're going through. She ain't never been in this situation before, so she might be a little bit socially awkward. She might not know to stand when she's supposed to sit or sit when she's supposed to stand. Whatever. Who cares? Let them be what they are, man. Let them grow together and stop trying to break them up.
Well, she did an explanation on social media, so review that and see what you think. But I mean, she basically said things are not always what they seem. So
they're not. They're never what they seem. Yeah. And we just need to. First of all, it ain't none of our business. Leave them people alone. They ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
Yeah, and he Travis defended her like he should, and she explained what was going on. So I don't have no problem with it. So.
I just think we need to leave them alone. Just let them be what they are. They two young kids trying to navigate going from nobody knowing them to everybody knowing them. And I'm sorry, but everybody would struggle with that. All of y'all would struggle with that. Y'all not going to get it perfectly right every single time. Nobody gets it right every single time. Usher got a video right now where he's looking wild crazy. I'm just saying, let's move on.
You say who?
Usher. Remember, Usher, he's doing his Vegas show and he got the Harry's over woman. It's a long story. But I'm just saying, the bottom line is let's move on. That ain't got nothing to do with sports and they ain't got nothing to do with us. So stay out of them folks' business. Okay, I just had to say that. Okay. Before we get to the questions, brother, I got a developing story out there. Chad,
Hmm.
Did you see the story?
I did not.
That Michael Vick is being considered the top candidate for the head coaching position at Sacramento State. Michael Vick. And from what I understand, he's gonna run the program. They're gonna put high level coaches around him, coaches with experience or whatever. But also they're going to invest $50 million in NIL money for you.
God, Sacramento State got money like that?
Apparently Sacramento State is bold.
God,
I was like, what? What did Sacramento State get DeLucci like that? DeLuciani.
God.
Yeah. So it's looking like he's the top candidate. Like he met with them. They've already, had a conversation. I don't know, man. I
don't have a problem with it because Eddie George got a position that he didn't have any head coaching experience, and he's doing pretty good for himself. So, they know the game. They played the game at the highest level. They know the game. So, and like you said, they're gonna put football people around them. That's all you need. So,
right. I think when you have a football mind, it matters. But this is giving off Steve Nash vibes for sure. Because he's a great player. He's a great player, an MVP, the whole nine. But yeah. I don't know if he's a head coach. I mean, I guess we'll see. But he going to play with these people $50 million, I guess, is what's going to happen.
Got to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. Listen, if you're going to start, you might as well start with $50 million to play with.
He ain't starting at Virginia Tech, so Sacramento State is, I guess, the place where he can start.
I think Sacramento State's a good starting point. This is I've never heard of Sacramento State being a football juggernaut.
I never heard of Sacramento State ever.
There you go. So let's start there. Now, if he puts them on the map, now let me say this also. There'll be some kids that want to play for Sacramento State. Let's be very clear.
True.
So, because they'll want to play for Michael Vick. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. Just want to throw that out there. Let that story marinate for all of y'all while y'all through the holidays. Okay. So, C Major, your best, your worst, your surprise in the NFL. Let's start in the NFC.
NFC, I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Steelers. The Steelers have been playing good football. Eagles had some behind the scenes things happen, and they overcame it, and looks like they back to where they need to be. So I'm going with the Eagles.
Do you think the Eagles are my best as well? Do you think the Steelers are, before we get to the Eagles, do you think the Steelers are fraudulent?
Not necessarily. I just think they played a team that's better than them. So
128 yards passing for Russell Wilson, 56 yards rushing as a team for the Steelers. It was not a good offensive day.
No, I mean, and like the movie says, any given Sunday. So, I think they just met a better team that they are right now, and they'll coast in the playoffs until they get to those better teams, and then see what they can do. But I think it was just a bad game.
I think it was a bad game, but it definitely raises some concerns. No, and the number one concern is without Pickens, they don't have a true down the field threat.
True.
And it shrinks the running game considerably. So I think that's what you saw. I think you saw an Eagles team take advantage of a tremendously altered offense, because all of the things that makes it that has made it dynamic throughout the season, those things were not there. Now, I have not heard if Pickens will be back for the Ravens game, which is this Saturday. I have not heard that, but they got a lot of things to have to figure out before Saturday. And I hope that we will get a chance to see some of that in this week's Hard Knocks, but probably not. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, losing your number one wide receiver and not having to play, that's pretty huge. So
100%. All right. What is your worst, sir?
My worst is this baseball game I was watching, Rams against the 49ers. Two teams, the Rams put up 44 points 1 week, and then
you said baseball or basketball?
Baseball. It was 12-6.
Oh, Rams 49ers. You said Rams 49ers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was terrible. So from a team that put up like 44, 45 1 week, and I'm gonna stall 49ers out because they got a lot of injuries, but I was expecting Rams to kind of continue what they've been doing.
So you blaming both of them, or are you just blaming the Rams by themselves?
I'm blaming both of them.
It was a group effort. It was a group project. It was a group effort.
It was terrible. Everybody got F on that one. Yeah.
Everybody got F on that project. Okay, fair enough. All right.
My surprise, the Commanders only beating the Saints by 1. The Saints have not been the most consistent team, or even the best team at this point. And I think the Commanders play down to their competition, so it shouldn't have been that close, I don't think.
What's crazy to me about the Saints is they started out this season on fire.
Exactly.
They look like in weeks 1, 2, and 3, let's just go ahead and get ready because they're going to host the Super Bowl. And they went from hosting the Super Bowl to having to work there for extra money. Like they do not look like the same team. They have no quarterback. Taysom Hill is hurt again. I just think sports and beignets don't mix. Like
he said New Orleans is going through it, huh?
I'm just saying New Orleans is going through it. We're gonna get to that more in question 3, but I'm just saying this feels like every one of their superstars is injured in New Orleans. It's like crazy right now. But okay. So I agree with you in the Eagles. For sure the Eagles look like the best team in the NFC right now. Though I still think they have some internal problems. Here's what's interesting about the Eagles, because you saw the blow up between Sirianni and Clint Hurt. Shout out to great Clint Hurt, former Louisville coach. Love Clint, good dude. That is a weird team.
Yeah.
They are. Because I don't know if they genuinely like each other or they just tolerating each other. Like, it's a weird team, bro. Like, I understand why Sirianni was upset at Carter yesterday. Jalen shouldn't have slapped the dude in the face. I got it. But I ain't never seen no coach stand in the way and argue with him like that on the sideline. And I was like, y'all different. Like, y'all do weird stuff. Like, y'all know how to hide y'all stuff better than this? Like,
yeah.
And then the host, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying the whole Saquon thing. You gotta know you got your running game now, and you got everything to be a good team to get to the Super Bowl. And I feel like this could be something that deters them, and they don't make it.
Well, I listen. Let's be clear about that running game against the Steelers. The Steelers don't let nobody run, so that didn't. Saquon not having a good day yesterday did not surprise me. I matter of fact, I was so thankful in my fantasy league. I was on the bye because I was like, ooh, I'm glad I wasn't playing Saquon this week because I would have not got nothing out of Saquon this week. I'd have had to switch him out. Yeah. So I get it. I definitely get that part of it. But the part I didn't like was the whole staged Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown thing in the middle of the game after he scored, and then after it, say, is this what y'all want? Is this what y'all want? Bro, we didn't bring this to y'all. Y'all brought this to us.
Yeah.
Why are you blaming the media for something y'all did? This had nothing to do with it. We didn't know nothing about none of this. So I don't understand. They just got a weird team to me, bro. I just the Eagles are weird. But right now, as crazy as their team is, they playing the best football in the NFC. So I can't even trip on that part. So which brings me to the worst. The 49ers, man, for a team that played in the Super Bowl last year,
Yeah.
man, they have just had a horrible season. And then Sweat doing what he did, man. That was some foul stuff, bro. Like, come on, man, you can't play because you're the backup. You knew you was the backup when you signed there. So what are you doing?
Yeah,
I earned the spot. You might have, but guess what? You ain't earned it to the point where they're ready to replace it. So, and the dude got hurt again yesterday. So why? Dude got hurt again Thursday. So why not go in the game? Like, I don't understand the decision on his part. And now you just cost yourself 3 games and 3-game checks.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I was trying to just rationalize why he would do something like that. Do you want to play? I mean, you had an opportunity to play and you're not going to play for.
And you know you're a backup. It'd be different if you didn't know you were the backup coming in. Like y'all were fighting for the position. You know you the backup. So why I didn't get it. I didn't understand his whole rationale in any of that. And now, not only did you probably cost yourself a chance to play for the 49ers ever again, you might have cost yourself a chance to play again.
Yeah.
Like, you might be out the league, bro. Like, people don't like quitters. And you just pulled an Antonio Brown, minus the, getting butt naked on the field.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That just didn't seem like a smart move to me on his part. I felt like that was the epitome of a dumb decision. So that was definitely my worst. He was my worst for sure. And then my surprise is the Packers, bro. Listen, quietly and efficiently, Josh Jacobs is balling.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is fixing all of the little things. Romeo Dobbs is balling. The Packers are trending in the right direction, and don't sleep on them. And I didn't even know this until Monday, but you know where their 4 losses come from?
Mm-mm.
Two from the Lions, 1 from Minnesota, and 1 from the Eagles. And the Eagles and Minnesota loss was, I think, a combined of like 3 points.
Oh wow!
The only one team that scored double digits, and that was the Lions. Got them once by 10. So they clean up the little stuff, which it seems like they're doing. Bruh, don't sleep on the Packers. And listen, is there a tougher place in football to play than Seattle when the 12th man is going?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying, going on the road don't seem like it's a problem for the Packers.
Yeah. Well, we know that from last year. we know they can play, and they just continuing that path and that trend. So
it's a young team that seems to be coming together at the right time, and I'm just saying, they my surprise, man. They look like a team that can contend. So I'm very, very interested in seeing what the Packers do going forward. So that was my surprise at NFC. So I'll start out the AFC. So my best and worst are interesting, and I don't know how you're gonna feel about it. My best is the Bills' offense, but my worst is the Bills' defense.
I mean,
and here's where I need people to hear what I'm saying. I'm shocked that I have not heard more people talking about this during this last week or these last yesterday or today and yesterday or today and today, yesterday and today. I'm sorry. Here's what the Bills have given up the last like 2 or 3 weeks. Yesterday they gave up 42 points to the Lions. Now I stalled you out. A couple of them touchdowns was late, but still. They gave up 42 points. And the Lions, had he not done that stupid onside kick with 12 minutes to go, maybe had a chance to win it. I still don't get that kick. I thought that was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But that's Dan Campbell, though. So I can't even really be mad at him because that's what he do. So, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. Yesterday, he looked real ridiculous. So, but still gave up 42. They gave up 42 to the Rams 2 weeks ago. Then they gave and had to score 44 to win. Then they gave up 27 to the Dolphins and had. I mean, sorry, they no, they gave up. Yeah, they gave up 27 to the Dolphins. Had to score 30 to win that game. I'm just saying, there's an uncomfortable trend happening with the Bills right now. Yeah, their offense seems to be clicking on all cylinders. It looks like it looks really good. Shout out to Josh Allen, who right now, I know a lot of people are saying he is the clear cutting away MVP. I would say he got a sizable lead. He got a 2-touchdown lead right now over Lamar and over Saquon. Now, there's still 3 weeks left of football. Anything can happen, but I would be shocked to see. I would be shocked if Josh didn't win it at this point. Though Lamar balled out yesterday. He balled all the way out yesterday. So, but that's not saying much against the Giants. But still, just saying. But still, I would say he's in the league for sure. But the Bills got to do something about their defense, because when the lights get brighter, you can't be giving up those type of points to great teams, and you can't put it all on Josh. And some of them moments that he's wide open, those receivers are open, or he can make a play. I don't think those plays are gonna be there in the playoffs. And I'm gonna tell you something. The Bills, I may be the only one to say this, but I'm gonna say it for the record. The Bills have me worried because I don't think those opportunities are there in playoff games like they are in regular season games. So I'm a little concerned about what's going to happen with the Bills going forward. But having said that, they're the best their offense is playing better than anybody in the league right now. And so you got to give them the credit that they deserve on that. And then finally, my surprise is the Dolphins. What has happened? Like, what we were told was, oh man, when Tua gets back from his concussion protocol, they'll be clicking on all cylinders. They are not clicking on any cylinder. I'm not even sure the car is working. How did Tyreek Hill go from damn near breaking a record last year with 2,000 yards, close to 2,000 yards, to now he can't get a yard? I mean, they look awful, man. And I don't think they look awful to me. The Dolphins look awful right now.
And you know, Beckham mutually got released.
I saw that. Where do you think he's headed? I think he's going to the Ravens.
I mean, that would be an option, but I mean, he's got a lot of options at this point because you can go to Kansas City.
Does he? Whoa.
Yeah, you can go to Kansas City. You can go to,
He's got a lot of options. You think he's got a lot of options?
Well, he's got 3 or 4 options.
Okay, I was gonna say a lot is a lot.
I mean, 3 or 4.
Like, I don't think he got a lot.
3 or 4 is a lot. I mean, he ain't got a 10. But
where you say Kansas City? So I don't know why Kansas City would do that, but they did cut Clyde Edwards-Helaire today, so maybe they're making room for another roster spot.
Yeah, I mean, Kadarius Toney got cut where he was at, so he
ain't going to Cleveland though. He ain't going to Cleveland.
No, he's not going to Cleveland.
He ain't going to Cleveland.
I mean,
could he go to a Super Bowl contender and make a difference right now? Like, I think he could go to the Ravens and make a difference.
He can go to the Ravens.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad place for him to go.
I mean, he can go to the Steelers.
The Steelers need him right now.
He can go to the Steelers and ball out.
The Steelers need him right now. That's who needs to go get him. Put him on opposite Pickens and take just a little bit of the pressure off of him.
But I think the Ravens is a good pick because, that Deontay Johnson situation.
Plus, he's been in the system. Plus, he's been in that system.
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. Him, Derrick Henry, that would make sense to me.
That would make the most sense, yeah. But, yeah, that's interesting with Odell Beckham. Okay, so that's my best, worst, and surprise. What you doing in the AFC?
My best was the Bills. They are putting up points, like you said, on offense, but I mean, they're doing what they need to do on defense. They're not losing the games. So I mean, that's all that matters.
They're not losing yet. You're right.
They're not losing yet, but I think they need to get more pressure on the quarterback. The pass rush, and I think they need a little bit more help that way. So I don't know who's out there to help them on that end, but I did the Bills. My worst was the Jaguars making the Jets look like a good team.
Man, didn't they though?
I was like, that was the Devontae Adams that they've been trying to get for the last 8-9 weeks.
Now, let me say this from a fantasy perspective. Thank you, Jets. Because I needed that performance from Devontae. I definitely needed that performance.
Selfishly.
Hey, I may be able to hang on and win this game tonight. I don't know, but unless TJ Hawkinson goes smooth off,
yeah,
which he has not all season long. Now, we both know in fantasy, you ain't won it until you won it.
correct.
So, but barring a major go off from TJ Hawkinson, I should win this game tonight.
We shall see.
I should win this game tonight. So there you go.
My surprise is actually for the Tennessee Titans. What took you so long to replace Will Levis? Mason Rudolph has been a starter in this league. He started for the Steelers, and I think that would have been your obvious first choice.
He can't play any worse.
I mean, he can't, but I mean,
Will Levis has been awful, bro.
Yeah, so.
And not enough people are talking about it either. Maybe because there were no expectations.
It's the Titans. Nobody's really talking about the Titans.
That's what I'm saying. There were no expectations anyway, so it's like he's an afterthought. But he has been awful.
Yeah.
Who's more interception prone, Will Levis or Jameis? I love Jameis so much. I love Jameis Winston so freaking much.
His off the field speeches. I mean, Jameis probably because he get to play more, so probably he gets to play more. So you're gonna throw more interceptions.
They've been tossing them. They've been tossing the interceptions out there, brother. All right.
Man.
So let's go to question 2. Listen, it's time, brother. This weekend, let's get ready for it. Starting Friday, the college football playoffs. They are underway. Friday, we kick it all off with Indiana going to Notre Dame, going to South Bend. It's the battle of Indiana. Indiana and Notre Dame will go at it. This is a great game on paper.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I think we're going to find out more about Indiana in this game than we found out about them in Ohio State. Because I think Notre Dame is a beatable team.
Yeah.
I think they're a beatable team. I don't know which way I'm going on this. I think and there's no advantage in this game for Notre Dame. Because Indiana fans gonna be at the game.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna pack that place out. Because this might be their one and only trip to the college football playoff.
Where are they playing? Where's the site? Where are they playing?
It's at Notre Dame.
Oh, okay.
And this is basically a home game. Because Bloomington and Indiana are right there together. Bloomington and South Bend right there together. Matter of fact, I'm just curious. I can honestly say I've never looked up this question. I'm gonna ask my Google. How far is Bloomington, Indiana to Notre Dame or South Bend?
Probably right.
3 hours and 18 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's a nice easy road trip, brother.
yeah, it's like from Dallas to Houston. So
yeah, it's an easy road trip.
But
so
I feel like without Notre Dame's blunder at the first part of the season, they would be undefeated right now.
I agree.
And so I think they've been playing terribly better than what they've been playing, the first part of the season. So I think they'll be motivated to take down the Hoosiers. So I think
So you going with Notre Dame?
going Notre Dame.
All right. I'm going with the first ever college football playoff upset. Give me Indiana in this one. You can mark that down, sir.
Okay.
These are not our official 5 picks, but these are our official college football playoff picks. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Then on Saturday, we open up the I think we open up the day with Clemson and Texas. That's gonna be a good one. As I understand it, Quinn Ewers is playing, but I would have to believe that this is an all hands on deck game. And because Steve Sarkisian is from the Nick Saban school of win at all cost, you could see an Arch Manning sighting if Quinn does not come out and start the game off well.
Oh, you're gonna see one very soon. It's gonna be soon. I think it's gonna be within the first quarter soon.
So this comes down to are Texas's 2 quarterbacks better than Clemson's 1? And my guess is yes. I've seen Cade play all season, and here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna come out, they're gonna score the first touchdown, they may even score another touchdown. And then you won't hear from them for about 35 minutes.
Goodness gracious.
That's what they've done all season long.
You can't do that against Texas, though.
And you can't do that against Texas. So that's why I'm saying give me Texas in this one.
Yeah, my boss actually, he's a big Texas Longhorns fan, so he's going to the game. So we were talking about it today. So yeah.
Shout out to your boss.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas, man. I don't know. I mean, Dabo always gonna have something under his sleeve, though. But I think Texas, like you said, if they can recognize that yours is not 100% early and put Arch in there, I think they'll be all right.
The problem with having Dabo having something up his sleeve is that they are what they are. They don't have great receivers. They're good receivers. They're not great receivers. And Cade Klubnik is not a touch pass guy. He's my guy got to be wide open guy. And then I can hit him on a crossing route or a seam route, but he got to be wide open. If he's in coverage, I can't make that throw. And his best play is his RPO, is him running the ball when you least expect it. And he'll get you two or three times with that, but that's about it. And I just think, I don't know if that's enough to beat Texas. Texas is a more disciplined team than that.
And they have some big boys on Texas team too. They
got some big boys.
You're just not going to just haul off about 10 yards every round.
It doesn't feel like he is. I don't see a path for Clemson to win that game, but we'll see. Okay. SMU and Penn State will be a very good game. You can make a case that this is the best offense Penn State has faced all season long. But you can also make a case that this is the best defense that SMU has seen all season long.
And it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. That's the only negative for SMU. Are they ready for that Hulk that's going to be at Penn State? And what is the prediction of the let me look it up real quick. I'll tell you or I'll let you know what is the
I heard it's going to be like
what is
teens. That's the only
I was trying to see what the weather is supposed to be like here. I pulled up the schedule. Let me pull up the scoreboard, because the scoreboard usually gives the Lord Jesus. 27 is the projected temperature for SMU Penn State. 20, but to be fair, it is also supposed to be 27 for Indiana Notre Dame and 27 for Tennessee Ohio State. So
It's cold.
Everybody's gonna be working in cold conditions this weekend. Only one that's working in warmer conditions is Clemson, Texas, which is supposed to be 57.
Yeah, but SMU, they should have been practicing in that indoor stadium with the air on.
SMU needs to go to Penn State tonight
early, yeah,
and start getting ready and getting used to playing and catching balls in that weather. Because you can't show up Thursday and only have 2 days preparation in that. They should be at Penn State right now trying to figure out how to catch a football in that cold weather. Penn State's an 8.5 point favorite. 27 is cold, man. God, dog, that's cold.
It is cold.
That's cold. That's cold, brother. Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go Penn State just based off the weather, man.
I think I might have to. I'm gonna be rooting for SMU, exactly. But I'm gonna go Penn State because that's 27 is cold, brother.
Yeah,
that's cold. And see, in the Indiana Notre Dame game, it won't matter because they both used to playing in that. But in this game, it absolutely is going to matter. Yeah. It is absolutely going to matter. So, all right, and then the last game. Also predicted to be playing not only in cold weather, Tennessee and Ohio State, but at night. Ooh. And that wind is going to be whipping in that horseshoe. It's going to be whipping around that horseshoe. Give me Ohio State just because of that. I just think Ohio State. I think Ryan Day is fighting for his life right now. He cannot lose this game. Yeah. He cannot lose this game. And I think he knows that, and he got to win this game. So give me Ohio State with Ryan Day, as you said earlier, figuring out a way to get this done.
Well, I can't go for Ohio State, so I'm going for Tennessee.
I understand. And if you've been watching this show longer than an hour and a half, you know that Chad has familiar ties to Michigan, so his contract obligations would not allow him to pick.
Who beat Ohio State 4 years in a row?
Exactly. All right. Question 3. Oh, we got to get on because we won't be on here. We won't be on the air when we come back. We won't be back to like January. I think it's the 6th. Is that the date?
Yeah.
Is that the Monday? Yes, Monday, January 6th. We won't be back until then. Ironically, we will storm this show on January. I'm sorry, that was a poor joke.
Wow.
So Georgia, Notre Dame, Indiana. You said Georgia, Notre Dame. Who you going with?
Georgia.
Okay, I'll go Georgia as well. Oregon, and you said Tennessee. I'm going Oregon, Ohio State. Who you going on that one?
I'm going Oregon and Tennessee, which I think Oregon's going to win.
Okay. I'm going to Oregon, Ohio State in the rematch. Again, fighting for his life. But give me Oregon. Give me Oregon on that one. Nice that it's at a neutral site. So that gives them a little bit of advantage, but a well-rested Oregon team. Because at that point they would have almost been off a whole month. So
yeah.
Give me Oregon. Boise State. I think we both went Penn State because of the cold.
Yeah.
In the words of that great prophetic song by Soul to Soul, back to life, back to reality. Give me Penn State shutting down the Heisman runner-up, Ashton Jeanty, and bringing him back to reality and possibly causing him some draft status.
See, I have it the other way. I see a pissed off Jeanty running on Penn State.
He might be pissed off. I'd give him that. That don't mean he can run against them. This is the best defense he will have faced all season long. Now, I would not be shocked that Boise State won this game because James Franklin may be coaching for his life. At some point, he's got to start winning the quote-unquote big ones. And he has not proven that he can do that yet. So we'll see. But give me Penn State. Give me James Franklin in that one. And then the last one, Arizona State versus what we both believe to be Texas. And I got to go with Texas. So I love Scatterbo a lot. He's an awesome running back. I just don't think that's enough. I think Arizona, and I don't think Arizona State's going to have their best wide receiver. They were able to get away with that against in the Big 12 championship. But I don't think they can get away with that in this one. So there you go. All right. Brother, the NBA trade deadline the NBA trade season has always been available, but Sunday, 95% of the league could be traded. So prior to Sunday, that was not true. So now we're going to see a lot of trades or potential trades. One has already gone down. The Golden State Warriors traded for Dennis Schroeder from the Brooklyn Nets. Your thoughts on that? Being a Warriors fan, your thoughts on that?
I think it's good because he is having a good season, averaging 18 points a game. Coming off the bench and replacing a injured Melton. I think that was good because Melton was doing good and he got injured, so definitely replacing that production. So I see it as a win. And he's been a tough competitor against us. So with him, I think he's going to be a good addition.
I think you had to do something. And by the way, I don't think the Warriors are done. I think they're going to go hunting for something else. But I think that's a really good start because you replace those points, you replace that defense. Dennis is a great on-ball defender, quiet as kept. He's a great on-ball defender, and it'll be interesting to see what him and Steph in that backcourt will be able to do. Now, I don't love them defensively now in the backcourt because they're little. But the other side of that is they're going to be a terror to guard on the offensive side. So catch-22 on that one. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But now, before we get into our predictions of what predictions and must-dos, like who has to make a trade, that kind of thing, some interesting news broke by Mark Stein of The Athletic. I believe he's at The Athletic. And he said, and I'm paraphrasingly quoting him, the New Orleans Pelicans are open for business. And they are willing to trade anybody on the roster except for, I believe it was Trey Murphy and the two new kids. There's only 3 players, but everybody else, including Zion, including CJ, including Brandon, Alvarado, everybody else, we open to it. When you're 5-28 or 5-18 or whatever they are, they open. They are wide open. So
as it should be. I say as they should be.
As they should be. So I think everybody's going to call New Orleans. Their phone going to be ringing off the hook. Now, I want to start with you asking this question. What is the most valuable piece of that team to trade for? I have my thoughts. I'd like to hear yours.
Are we looking for a starter or bench?
I don't know. I'm saying, depending on the team, what is the most valuable piece to trade for?
I mean, I think it's Alvarado because he gives you defense.
Interesting. Okay.
Gives you, points off the bench because bench is it's a really important position. So I think He gives you energy. He gives you hustle. No, you won't have to lack on the hustle. So I think he can definitely anchor your defense, and he's very defensive minded.
So again, go ahead. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying from what the other pieces I'm looking at, the Zions, because you can't really keep him on the court other than probably Brandon Ingram, but he has to be in the right system. And McCollum, you can't keep him on the court either.
So again, I want to be clear about what was stated. Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Evis Mixie are the only three untouchable players. Everybody else, they're open for business. So that's DeJounte Murray, that's CJ McCollum, that's Zion Williamson, that's Brandon Ingram, Javonte Green, Jordan Hawkins, Brandon Boston, all open for business. Daniel Theus, all open for business. But I like Alvarado too. I do think that's an interesting piece. Especially an energy guy off the bench. I like that. I'll say this. If I am the Lakers, I'll speak for my own squad. I go get DeJounte Murray.
No.
I try to trade D'Angelo Russell. I'm sure they're trying to trade salary. That $18 million coming off their books probably looks really good. And that keeps them from paying that money that they were going to pay for DeJounte.
Mm-hmm.
And I think getting DeJounte Murray would put them legitimately into a championship contending situation.
I can see that.
So I would go get DeJounte Murray if I was a Laker.
Is he healthy yet? Is he healthy?
Yeah, he's playing now. Playing now. My consolation prize would be CJ McCollum. But I'd like to get younger if I could. And DeJounte Murray would be perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect in a Laker uniform. So that's who I would go get. But that's not the conversation people want to have. So why are we even talking about that? Let's get to the real conversation people want to have, Chad. They want to talk about, will somebody trade for Zion or Brandon? Your thoughts, Chad Major?
I think so. I just hope it's not us. But I think so. I mean, Brandon,
I've seen some mock-ups that have him going to.
I don't know why. I have no idea why.
Well, you do know why. It's the talent. The talent is. Listen,
I mean,
one thing I've never. Go ahead.
All San Francisco got seafood, so I mean, maybe slim him down a little bit. Maybe.
Listen, if he becomes a pescatarian, he can stay in the league another 10 years.
Y'all don't want Brandon back?
We can't afford Brandon.
What you say?
We can't afford him. Because in order to make that trade work, and I have put the trade in the trade machine, it would cost us about 4 players and some draft picks.
Yeah, I don't need draft picks anyway.
At some point, we're going to need draft picks. At some point in our future, we are going to need draft picks. I don't know if Brandon is what we need. That's the problem. I'm more in love with DeJounte than I am with Brandon. I'd rather have DeJounte, if I'm being honest. So I'd like to see them make that trade more than Brandon. I, too, would love us to stay away from anything related to Zion Williamson. I don't even want us to drive by Zion Baptist Church. Like, I want us to stay as far away from Zion, or don't even listen to the song Zion on the Lauryn Hill album. I want us to stay as far away from Zion-related things as we possibly can. In the words of that prophetic group, Public Enemy, you can't trust it. You can't trust it. It's just not worth the headache I don't know if I'm being honest, Chad. And shout out to New Orleans for putting it out there that they're open for business. But I don't think they're going to get back what they want for a Zion trade. And now we're going to find out how truly flexible they are in that regard. And here's the other part. And let's just go keep it, we always keep it real on this show, right?
Yeah.
Here's the other part of the Zion thing that sucks. That dude is making $36 million.
That's
If I trade for Zion, y'all got to eat some of that money.
Got to.
I'm not paying for all of that.
Got to.
I'm not paying for all of that. I'm not. So if y'all say we'll eat 50%, I might think about it.
I think it's got to be like a 5-6 team deal, and I think he could go to like a Memphis with Ja. I think he'll somebody that he knows, and
Memphis has phenomenal ribs. All over.
But Ja gonna slap it out his hand though.
The barbecue in Memphis is outstanding.
I think Ja gonna keep him accountable though.
You think Ja has that kind of self-discipline now?
I think now
Ja Morant.
After being out the league for a bit, and I think he can,
if you told me Marcus Smart was going to slap it out of his hands, I might believe you. But
they might box if that happens.
I'm just saying, I would believe that Marcus Smart can get it out of his head more than I would Ja. I just don't. I'm not sure the risk is worth the reward. That's the problem with Ja. I'm not convinced. I don't even know if they pull it off. If I'm being honest with you. I'm not sure they can pull off a trade. At least not one where it's favorable for them. I think they'll have more opportunity to get more out of a Brandon Ingram trade than they will a Zion Williams trade, and definitely a DeJounte Murray trade. That is a valuable piece to me.
Yeah.
But not a Zion Williams trade. I just don't think that's a good trade. So anyway, Trey Murphy might be even a good trade as well. 6'8" shooting guard. That could work.
Yeah, and you don't probably have to give up too much to try to get him either.
Maybe not for Trey Murphy. So I don't know. That young guard still trying to find his way. That might not be bad as well. So, and the price is right. $5 million.
What do you think about the Jimmy Butler thing?
So that is also interesting. You guys have been linked to Jimmy, although it's early. Well, why you don't want?
He don't stay on the court.
Well, but that's because he has to do everything. Like with y'all, he wouldn't have to do everything, and you could buy him some minutes.
I just
stay
on the court regardless. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think he'll stay on the court regardless. I mean, it would be cool if he would stay on the court, but
I like Jimmy for the right price. I don't know if I want to max Jimmy out like he wants. I don't know if I like him as a Laker though.
I mean, at some point, y'all gotta turn the keys over to Davis and somebody else. I mean, you're gonna.
But that's why, which is one of the reasons why I like the DeJounte Murray situation, because I think the two of them together could be really interesting, and then add Connect into that as well. And if we can somehow, I just don't know if we can get out of this deal without sending Austin Reeves. That's the only problem.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't think we can. I'd like to keep. We're a stronger team if we can keep Austin Reeves, but if we can't, then we are what we are.
You gotta find
at that point
with a skill set.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I don't know who the Warriors need, because I'm not 100% on Jimmy. I'm not 100%. So I'm not sure after that where we would go, because we need a star. We need somebody to pair with, Steph, but I don't know who that would be.
Yeah. I don't know. And the same thing with us. We need LeBron's successor.
Mhm.
And it needs to make financial sense. To me, the only move that makes financial sense is DeJounte Murray. That's the only one. But I think New Orleans is the team that's going to look vastly different after the trade deadline. But I also think whatever move you make, let's make it now. Why are we waiting to the trade deadline? Make it now and give yourself the time that you are for sure going to need for all of the parts to blend together and become a whole. Who else needs to make? Who else needs to make a trade besides our two franchises?
Well, hold on. Back on that on the Warriors. I just thought of something.
We can't stay on the Warriors forever.
No. Okay, hold on. I just thought of something like with the whole Draymond Green thing. We had Steph's running mate already.
Who?
Jordan Poole.
He was never going to be Steph's running mate.
I mean, he was going to be there if things played out.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Clay would have been gone.
Let me tell you something. My little brother, I love you with all my heart. You know that.
Same.
The best thing that ever happened to the Warriors was Draymond punching Jordan Poole in the face.
Explain.
Because he exposed who he really is. And now you see what he is. He was a guy that got hot for a couple of seasons, got his contract, and he's not as good. He wasn't as good after the punch. And he hasn't been good since the punch.
Mm.
I'm not saying Draymond should have punched him in the face. That's not what I'm saying. But man, they dodged the bullet because of that punch. They dodged the bullet, right?
I don't know yet. I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? He's been gone 3 years. What has he done since he's been gone?
I mean, he could have still been getting topped by Steph, man, to figure it out. So
I don't think he wanted to be taught by Steph. I think by the time he got punched in the face, he thought he and Steph were colleagues. I think he thought they were equals, and they're not.
No.
Jordan was just a guy that could go on some heaters from time to time in that system and perform well. But he was never Steph.
No.
And he was never going to be Steph. He wasn't even going to be Clay. He was a decent dude coming off the bench for 20 minutes a game, and that's probably who he really is. But he's not a 48-minute player. And we've seen that. So I think you dodged the bullet. See, you brought me back to the Warriors for that.
I digress.
Let's move on. So now I ask you again, who else needs to make a trade? Like, they could save their season with a trade.
Save their season?
Or they become true contenders with the right trade. I keep hearing, as crazy as this sounds, I keep hearing Michael Porter trade rumors coming out of Denver, like strong ones. Should the Nuggets be trying to trade Michael Porter?
Sure. We got a jersey for him.
See, how do you keep always bringing it back to the Warriors? What is going on?
I mean, he's what, 6'10"? That's a good size right there.
Decent 3-point shooter.
I mean, he'd be good on any team. I mean,
well, let's be clear. He's not going to any team in the West. Mike Malone is too smart for that. Him and James Jones are too smart for that. He is not James Jones. Who's the guy? Who's their GM? Or is it James Jones? James Jones is with the Suns, right? Yeah. So whoever the GM, he ain't going to the West. There's no Western Conference team that he's gonna play on. But I keep hearing Miami Jimmy Butler conversations.
Yeah, I was saying, would you trade Porter for Jimmy Butler? I mean, that's interesting. Jimmy Butler and Jokic. That's interesting.
It makes them a better defensive team. I don't know if it makes them a better offensive team. I don't know if I would trade Michael Porter because I don't know what I'm getting back from. With Michael Porter, I have a 6'10" forward that can guard on that's the 3-and-D guy. I don't know if I want to give that up so easily. Now, is he as consistent as you want him to be? No. But boy, he has sure performed well in the playoffs.
I mean, the team that's sitting in like the 7th seed in the East, the Hawks, they have some pieces that they can trade away.
Okay. You moving away from Michael Porter? Or are you saying, I keep hearing Bogdanovich has played his last days in a Hawks jersey.
So
it's just a matter of where he's going.
You can make that move.
Michael Porter for Bogdanovich?
Trae Young, Michael Porter Jr. They have young pieces in Atlanta that they can.
Does Trae Young make you better?
It may get you out of 7th spot to.
So the question is for Denver, what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to get more offense, or are you trying to get? Because here's the reality. Okay, so here's the reality. If you're Denver, getting offensive firepower is not how you. Then they're currently in the 5th spot. Denver's currently in the 5th spot. Getting offense is not what's making it challenging for you. What's making it challenging for you can't stop nobody. And Jokic's got to put up these ridiculous numbers. Well, it is offense, though.
I mean,
But you didn't win on offense. You won because you had a decent bench and you could score, but you could also stop people. I don't know.
Then you need some bench players. It looks like you need to bolster your bench at this point. So go over to New Orleans, pick up some players off New Orleans, and bolster your bench.
I think everybody's gonna try to do that. Everybody's gonna try to pick off a player from New Orleans.
Might as well.
Right, since New Orleans is having a fire sale. New Orleans is like going through a rich neighborhood and they're having a good yard sale and everything's on discount, and you're like, there's some good stuff here.
Yeah.
You might be able to find some good stuff there. You be like, there's some good stuff over here. I like this.
Nice quality.
some quality stuff y'all kept here in this house. That's New Orleans right now. Denver needs to do something. Go ahead.
What do they do with Russell Westbrook though? Do they include him in a deal?
Don't you have to? That Russell ain't working, bro. Like he don't help you. Like he just.
Yeah.
You ever had that dude that you pick up when you play pickup back in my basketball days? You remember those dudes that you pick him up? You know he's not gonna really contribute much to the team, but he might steal a layup or two. He might get a steal every now and then, maybe even get a couple of rebounds. But he's not really helping your team anymore. That's Russell Westbrook. Like he's not. His last 3 teams, he's not made a real substantive contribution from any of them. And so, and he makes the spacing of your team offensively incredibly difficult because he can't hit outside shots consistently. So now the defense is sagging off of him. He don't have that explosiveness that he used to have. Like he used to be able to dunk 10 times a game. Now it's like he might get to the basket maybe once a game.
Yeah.
He just ain't the same guy. There's no disrespect to Russell. Russell's a Hall of Famer. But he ain't Russell no more. He ain't that no more. Without that explosiveness, he's a liability.
So you know what that means? Time's up. So
it might be. It might be. But the player's always the last to know.
True.
So I might trade him to New Orleans and get something for him if I could. What about the Clippers? Don't they have to do something too? Before we get to the Clippers, can I pause for just a second? What the heck is wrong with Sacramento?
I mean, nothing has really changed, has it? Nothing has really.
Yeah, they got DeMar DeRozan. They on paper they should have gotten better. They didn't have to give up anything to get him.
Thanks.
They should be better, but for some reason, man, that thing is not working.
I forgot they got DeRozan.
Yeah, they got DeMar DeRozan. It is not working at all. Like they are literally 500.
Mm-hmm.
It's not working. It is not working.
Is he on the table then? Because without him, you had a quality team. With him, you're in the 9th place.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You're in 12th.
12th place. Yeah, 12th place.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, get something for him, and then try to get your identity back. Looks like that.
How much is he making? $23 million. That's actually not a bad contract.
I would try to get something for him and get your identity back.
That's a movable contract.
What he's bringing to the team is not indicative of Sacramento Kings basketball.
Is he the problem? That's the question. Is he the problem?
He's the only new addition to the squad, and they're not, I guess, adjusting to his game.
He's averaging 22 points a game. Is that really a problem?
I mean, some people just walk outside and get buckets. I mean, it's just the team is not adjusting to him. He's doing what he does, but I guess the other pieces are not adjusting to his playing style.
It's not going well.
Yeah. I mean,
not going well.
He's going to get his buckets regardless, but I don't know.
And in the West, though it's still early, I don't know how long you can keep being like average. Nobody other than the Thunder, nobody has broken out of the pack. Right now, the Thunder are clearing away the best team in the West. Yeah. But everybody else is like there's only 3 games separating 2nd and 10th where the Lakers are. 3.5 games separating 2nd and 10th. So the league is the whole West is wide open. Yeah. It's wide open. So, and the Lakers just beat the Grizzlies last night.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's very strange right now.
So like you're saying, you probably need to go ahead and make your moves now so you can make your leap, like you said.
I think the target team is New Orleans. And I think you pick the bones until there's nothing there. And if you're the Lakers, if you're Denver, if you're the Clippers,
they pick all the teams that are at the bottom, pick their roster out at this point. Sacramento, Portland, Utah.
You know, Portland is interesting to me as well. Portland and Utah are interesting to me as well. Jordan Clarkson would be magical for somebody right now coming off the bench. So would Walker Kessler in Utah, coming out of Utah. That would be 2 great pickups if you can get them and not have to pay a lot to get them. DeAndre Ayton. Though I don't know if they still see DeAndre Ayton as a building piece on that team. It doesn't appear that that's working, but that's an expensive piece. But if you can get it, it could be interesting. Could be very interesting. So I say New Orleans, Portland, Utah. I would have to believe that they're all open for business. And I think you got to go make some phone calls to those teams. Detroit, maybe. Detroit.
Toronto.
Toronto's got some pieces that are interesting.
Well, we know Brooklyn is available.
Washington maybe has a couple of pieces that you might want.
Brooklyn, I think Dorian Finney-Smith is gone. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I agree with you. Dorian Finney-Smith going somewhere could be interesting as well. I'll tell you who needs to go get him is Phoenix. He would be perfect in Phoenix. He'd be perfect in that system. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what this trade, but we will keep you abreast, as they say, here on the 5 as this trades unfold. But now it's time to do something that we do every year. It's the 5 awards, and we give out special awards to special categories every year. And this year is no different. And so let's start with let me set up a couple of things here. There we go. Let's start with the biggest story of the year. What is the biggest story of the year for you, Chad?
I picked Shohei Ohtani doing the 50-50, 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. And then, them winning the ring. That's pretty big news, him making history and then winning the ring to cap it off.
Okay. All right. I went a different way. I feel like this is the year of the woman. And I think the surge of women's basketball this year has been insanely amazing. And just watching it from college to the WNBA, this is the most fun that I've had in summer watching basketball for in a long time. Between women's basketball, the college game, the women's game, the women's Olympics, it was just a fun year. So give me this being the year of the woman as my biggest story of the year. Best game. What was the best game to you?
Last night, the 15th, Warriors and the Mavericks, setting the 3-point record, and then Clay coming back to
it always comes back to the Warriors for you.
I'm just saying it was a high scoring game. It was a good game.
That was the best game of the year for you.
So far, yes.
Oh my goodness. We mean so far the year's almost over. Oh my goodness. This guy loves the Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, breaking news, C Major loves the Warriors. All right. For me, the best game of the year, though this is kind of Warriors adjacent in my own way, was the men's Olympic game. That final 7 minutes of that game was incredible. And watching Steph be Steph. If LeBron is the GOAT, Steph is the GOAT that sleeps in the GOAT's cave. Like, it's just, I'm sorry, but Steph got to be in the GOAT conversation.
GOAT adjacent.
He's GOAT adjacent. My God, the man is incredible. Yeah. So that game was insane to me. That was the best game I think I watched all year long. Okay, biggest or best play of the year.
My best play was Travis Hunter catching that sideways touchdown against North Dakota State.
That was a nice catch. That was I thought about that one, and I almost went with that one, if I'm being honest. Yeah. But then I remembered I watched a man hurdle another man backwards. And though it pains me to say this, Saquon got my vote. That might be the player of the decade so far. Like, goodness gracious, that was insane. All right. Who was the best team of the year?
South Carolina women's basketball.
In this, my friend, we agree. And I'm not even sure it's close.
It's not.
They were dominant this year.
Yeah, it's not.
They were dominant. What was the best championship of the year?
Let's see, best championship. What do I have now?
Well, I'll go while you're looking. I said the New York Liberty.
Okay.
I gave it to the Liberty just because nobody in New York has done anything in quite some time, especially on the basketball side. So New York needed that pick me up. I give it to the Liberty.
Yeah, and I picked the Celtics, even though it pains me to say. No,
Even though the Aces were robbed, by the way. Let me just say that also.
yeah, yeah. The Celtics. I said the Celtics.
Okay.
The history, and finally those guys getting over the hump after being there a couple of times and not finishing, and now finishing. So Boston Celtics.
Yeah. Coach of the year. A lot of candidates here for me. Coach Cincinnati of Cincinnati of Indiana. He's done an incredible job this season. If you want to give it to Andy Reid, I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm torn though, to be honest with you, because I look at what Deion Sanders had to overcome to do what he did this year. And he will after finishing with only 4 wins last year, he will finish with 9 wins this year, a Heisman Trophy winner, and either the first or second or the first and second picks in the draft. I just feel as though that's pretty incredible. And I don't know if anybody's done better than that. My honorable mention is the manager for the Dodgers. That was incredible what he did this season. But I think I'm gonna go with Deion.
Okay, I went another way.
Okay,
I went with Gino Auriemma.
no question.
Got the all-time winningest coach. So I went that way.
Nothing wrong with going with a GOAT, brother. Nothing wrong with going with a GOAT.
And Deion was definitely up there too. So I definitely was thinking about that too.
Yeah. Your overall male sports player of the year of all sports. A lot of candidates you could go with on this one. Jason or Tatum or Jaylen Brown. You could go with Patrick Mahomes. You could go with Travis Hunter. You can go with a lot of guys. I mean, there's a lot of guys that you could go with on this one.
I went with Travis Hunter.
I went with Travis as well. Because we've never seen a guy play both sides of the ball on every play of every game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ashton Jitty. I know you're mad. You should have played. You should have asked your coach to play some linebacker.
141 snaps a game or something like that.
I'm just saying. That's insane. Okay. All right. When your only comparison point is a guy that makes $700 million, like that's the only person you can compare Travis Hunter to is Shohei Ohtani. Other than that, there's no comparison. Yeah. All right. Female, to me, this one was easy.
Very.
I think you can only go one way, though I hate that she solely didn't bring women's sports to the forefront, women's basketball to the forefront. She did not do that by herself.
Oh, I didn't go with the person that
you went a different route. Oh, I cannot wait to hear. I must have missed somebody because I went with Caitlin. I don't think it's close. But you may have somebody else.
I went with Simone Biles.
Damn it, that's a good choice too.
I
forgot that this was an Olympic year. I might need to change my vote.
I mean, yours, she was impactful too. Caitlin was.
Let me say this. Yours is amazing. That was an amazing pick. Shout out to you for remembering that. And I should have remembered it too. I just don't know if Simone went through the same scrutiny that Caitlin went, and not the same. And then to flip the whole script around here at the end of the year and be like, oh, and by the way, support Black women. I mean, like she looked into her fan base's face and gave them a black fist was like pow pow.
Yeah.
I got to give it to Caitlyn, bro. That's the only reason I did it, because she went through hell and high water. They beat her tail all through the season, gave her the greatest rookie hating I think I've ever seen in the season. And then she, at the end of the season, was like, Black Power. I was like, okay, you got my vote, Caitlyn. You got my vote. So there you go. But Simone.
But was Caitlyn pressured to say that? Was Caitlyn on the clock pressured?
Well, listen, whether she was or whether she wasn't, she said it in Time Magazine. After being named Times Player of the Year. I'm just saying. Whether she was or whether she wasn't.
Yeah.
Shout out to her for saying it. And standing on the quote. I'm listen. That means if you were pressured to say it and you said it, that makes you even smarter, because that's what you should have said at the beginning of the season. That's all anybody ever wanted you to say.
Yeah.
Now you got to live by it.
Yeah.
Got to live by it. But shout out to you for saying it. So there you go. But Simone Biles, you know what? I think I may change my last overall, just out of respect for Simone. I think I'm gonna give Simone my overall, because you can make a case that Simone is the greatest female champion of all time. There's only one other person that you can put in the conversation with her, and that's Serena.
Okay.
Female. But this year, she is the greatest champion of this year. So I'm a last minute Hail Mary. Simone Biles is my overall sports player of the year.
And I'm sticking to the Scope Buffs train.
Okay.
Going Travis Hunter.
You know why you're doing that? Because we've never seen a guy. Sorry, Ashton Genty. I'm sorry, but just telling you what the real is, brother. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just trying to help the brother out, because he seemed like he was very despondent over that.
And I'm gonna need you to ask Charlie on Thursday about his experience with behind the scenes stuff.
100%. Absolutely gonna get into that discussion. And by the way, on Thursday, make sure you tune in, because we're giving out the Believe in the ACC Awards. So you should check that out. It's gonna be good. So there you go. All right. Our final for 2024 games of the week, picks. Chad, how did we do last week?
Some did better than others. I was 4 out of 5. He was 3 out of 5. So
you said that like you really killed me. Like you got one pick
I'm just saying.
more than I got. Like it wasn't like a dominant thing. It was just okay. All right.
So the totals right now is I'm 21 out of 30, 16 out of 30, and Cam is 20 out of 25.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Well, our 5 picks this week are the NBA Cup is tomorrow night. I don't know how good this game is going to be, but it is the game that we have. The Thunder versus the Bucks. It's interesting. Could this be a changing of the guards tomorrow night? Where the Thunder, the young guns, take down the old heads. Your thoughts?
The old heads.
Well, I heard today that the Bucks are right now the oldest team in the league.
Oh, wow.
Top to bottom.
I wonder who
they have the average oldest team in the league. Well, it's got to be the Lakers.
Like Bobby Portis makes them oldest.
He doesn't help. And then Damian Lillard's in his 30s. Yeah, they're old, man.
In his 30s.
Yeah, so you know.
Well, I'm going with the Young Guns, the Thunder. Looks like
You say the Thunder.
Shea Gildas Alexander is playing unbelievable, and I think they can get the old dudes.
Okay, all right. I think it's almost time. It's not time yet. Give me the Bucks. I think the Bucks have found something and they're rolling right now. So give me the Bucks. Broncos and Chargers next week. Must wins for both these teams. Maybe more so for the Chargers. They can't win the division, but they're fighting to hold on to their final spot.
My thing is, can Khalil Mack and those boys get to Bo Nix?
You know what's interesting about the Broncos? Bo Nix has just been okay, but their defense has been really good. Divisional game. Give me, who you going with?
I'm going with the Chargers.
And it's in LA. But that's not really a home field advantage for them. Like, everybody plays well in the Chargers Stadium. Give me the Broncos on that one. I hate that because I really don't want Sean Payton to win. But give me the Broncos.
You might not.
I don't want him to win, but give me Broncos. Steelers Ravens.
This is it.
I think the Ravens don't like what happened to them in that last game. I think they come out angry. I think they come out violent. And I think they take all of their frustrations out on the Steelers. And I know Tomlin has been the Lamar crusher, but there's no way TJ Watt is going to be 100% in that game. And if TJ Watt is not 100% in that game, I don't think they can beat him. I just don't think they can beat him. So give me the Ravens in that one.
I'm going with the Steelers because I don't think they'll lose twice. They lost
back-to-back weeks, you mean?
Yeah, back-to-back weeks.
Okay. All right. I just don't see where the points are coming from with no Pickens. If Pickens don't play. So
figure it out. All
right.
Man.
Okay. All right. Texans and Chiefs. An unhealthy Mahomes who may not even play. May not play. This is not a game that the Chiefs per se need. They may sit Mahomes down to try to win the last two games. Especially with there being in only a 5-day window for the Christmas Day game.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure is it 5 days? Yeah, it's 5 days. Is it 5 days or 4 days?
When is the game?
They got one Sunday, right? Or Saturday.
It's like
when do they play?
It's like
the Texans game is
Sunday.
Is it Sunday or Saturday?
Let's see.
We'll look it up here just saying. Y'all bear with us. Texas Chiefs is Saturday. That's what I thought.
Okay.
So they got to play on the 21st, and then they turn around and play again on the 25th.
Goodness.
They need that Steelers game far more than they need that Texas game. I'm saying he doesn't play Saturday, but he does play on Christmas Day.
Oh yeah, he got to play on Christmas Day. That's the marketing draw. So yeah,
that's the marketing draw. Yeah. So I'm saying they lose. Give me the Texans because Patrick Mahomes does not play.
Likewise.
All right. And then our final game is Eagles Commanders. This one is for the division. This was for all the marbles. This was in Washington. The Commanders have not played a great top to bottom game in quite some time, but they're due. They are due. I just don't know. The Commanders' defense has been pretty good, although they did let Alvin Kamara get loose a little bit this past weekend. I'm gonna say the Eagles pull it off, but it's not a blowout.
Yeah, I'm going Eagles amidst all their drama and everything. I think they win the division.
But I think it's going to be a close game. I do think it's going to be a close game. So there you go. All right, my brother.
Yes, sir.
It is Christmas time. We will be back on January 6th. But as we walk out the door for the holidays, who are you shouting out?
First off, I want to shout out to Reggie, Cam, happy birthday, Cam, you, and shouting out. Let's see. First shout out, I want to shout out Randy Moss.
Yes.
Prayers to you.
And let's make that a collective 5 shout out, because we definitely want to send our thoughts and prayers to that brother, man.
Definitely.
Cancer sucks.
Man. Yes, it does.
Cancer sucks. Okay.
So shout him out. Shouting out the North Crowley Panthers with their win over Duncanville this week to go to state.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's massive.
That
is massive.
They packed out the Allen Eagle Stadium. Boy, it was packed in there, and they won by, I think, 3. I was thinking it's 36-33.
They beat Duncanville.
Beat Duncanville.
Hadn't Duncanville been to the state championship like 5 times in a row or some crazy number like that?
Yes.
Wow, that's massive. That is a listen, for those of you who are not from Texas, you don't understand. That is a massive upset that I'm sure everybody in the state of Texas is talking about right now.
Yes.
Wow. Shout out to North Crowley. That is massive. Okay.
Definitely. And then shout out my little guy. He's back in the flag football state of mind. So he did go ahead and score his first touchdown of the season, man. Nice little cutback and everything. So definitely shout out my little guy Mason.
Listen, the best part of my weekend was seeing the nephew score that touchdown and do the little step back move and give him a little wiggle and take it to the house. Shout out to Mason, who did his thing.
Yeah.
Next stop, the league. No.
hey, God willing, man.
I'm telling you, he looked good. He looked fantastic.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So that's my shout outs, man.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. All right. Man, again, want to give our thoughts and prayers. Definitely sending up a major prayers to Randy Moss. Just an unbelievable situation. And we stand with you, brother, for that healing. Real talk. We stand with you for that healing for sure. Want to believe God for you, brother. Just, tired of our icons going too soon. So want to see that healing come through. I got a shout out. I want to give out to the great Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx, you did your thing with that special, brother. That was really good.
Facts.
I hate that you got hit in the face the other day. That was crazy. So stay out of restaurants right now. But shout out to Jamie Foxx. If you have not seen what had happened, you're missing out. That is a great. I wouldn't even call it a stand-up special. It's just a testimony service. But it was a great testimony service.
I saw something on the internet to where it says Jamie Foxx special. If you look at it, it's very similar to the Run Tell That of Martin Lawrence. Down to the clothing he wore. Down to I've heard that, but I don't know if I agree. Just because I think that may have been a blueprint that he may have used and said, hey,
this is a good format for me to go and tell my story. Yeah. But Jamie's story was so unique and different. And it wasn't about being funny. It was about just telling your story. And you probably cried as much as the little moments that you laugh. So I get what people were trying to say. I just don't agree. I don't agree. So anyway, but I hear what you're saying. I do what you're saying, and I can see how you could arrive at that comparison point. So those are two of them. Yeah, it was good.
It's very good.
So that I want to give a shout out to Jamie Foxx. Want to give a shout out also to Oprah Winfrey for hooking up her bestie. Gayle King is 70, bro.
I wouldn't have known it. Black don't crack. They say
Black be just not cracking, bro. Like Black just be out here winning in the skin department. Like you would have, if you gave me 5 guesses, I wouldn't have put Gayle at 70.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She don't look 70 at all. So shout out to having a lot of money and taking care of yourself. So there you go. But a shout out to the bestie for hooking up also with the surprise birthday party. And let me see, is that it? Oh, shout out to you. Shout out to the fellas for a great year with the 5. We went through our challenges, but we still here. And we looking forward to a big year next year for sure. Listen, we love you guys. Five Nation, we appreciate y'all. Rewatch Game, we appreciate y'all. Getting a lot of love on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is showing us a lot of love. So shout out to LinkedIn. Appreciate y'all. And we're going to do it all again on January 6th. We'll see y'all in 2025. All right. Chad, amazing as always, brother. Appreciate you. Love you.
Likewise. Love you too.
See Killer Cam, Reggie Love, and more announcements coming in 2025. Until then, this is the Five Nation, y'all. We out of here. Peace.
Get you 10 when you're plugging in with the there's no mystery. Let's make history with the 5. Oh, the strongest. 2 and 3. Add 1 more plus me and do the 5.